Hey everyone, welcome to my favorite part of the week. This is Friday. We are doing our live Q&A. You get to ask me anything, things I love to talk about, answer. Money, sex, and God are my favorite things. So those of you on Instagram, this is a live Q&A, Facebook live Q&A. You can just type your questions in the comments, and I have about 15 minutes. So those of you that are on, type in any questions that you have around money, sex, God, abundance, bliss, joy, life. Questions about me, if you want to know more about me or character me. And I'll just kind of babble on until I get some questions. But any questions that you have, feed me them. I do much better in response to things. So anything coming up, even if you just want to say hi, we can get super connected. Hi, I see some people joining now on Insta and Facebook. It always takes a moment. I'm having a beautiful day. It's great to see you guys. This is a live Q&A. You can ask me whatever you want. Money, sex, and God. You can also come on live if you want on Instagram. If you come on live on Instagram with me, we'll do a little bit of coaching, and then I'll give you a session complimentary, an hour-long session as a thank you, because it's super vulnerable, right, to do that. So come on if you want. And I'll just wait for questions. I haven't done these in a while, so it's been a bit. Hey guys, yay, more people popping in. Money, sex, and God live Q&A. Ask me whatever is on your mind, whatever you're struggling with. Hi, hey Steve on Instagram. Whatever you're struggling with, hey Sumit on Instagram, whatever is causing you pain, wherever you're suffering, you can ask it, you can talk about it. Okay, Sherry, hey, that's so funny. I love that you're asking this question. Thank you, Sherry. She is asking a logistical question, but it's a great question. So there is a 3-day retreat that I am doing with Jaya, who is my love. she's my mentor. She's my everything. She's my coach. She's my person. She's my mirror for my truth. And she's running this event called Path to Passion. And the last couple of years, I've been on staff. I'll be doing that again this year, and it's at the end of October, 26th to 29th. All of my clients get to go complimentary. So if you are one of my clients at any point within the 2019 year, you get to come out. So it's a big bonus, because that weekend is usually $1,000 a ticket. It is, I wouldn't call it total immersion, Sherry. It's, we like kind of feed you, and then we pull back and integrate a little, and then feed you, and then pull back and integrate a little. We'll be taking everything that we do with the erotic blueprints, and we will be putting it in an experiential atmosphere for you, so that you fully get to experience what the blueprints are and how they show up in your body. And then whatever else comes up, right? Like, we change stuff a lot. We'll probably do some erotic persona work, lots of freedom, sexual freedom, intimate freedom. It's PG-13, clothes are on. There's usually a party at some point, usually a big dance party. If anyone's on watching and you've been to Path to Passion, if you could write about your experience, that would be amazing. So I hope I answered your question, Sherry, and gave you a little more information about Path to Passion. Those of you that aren't yet my clients, I've got, I have like 5 client calls coming up in the next week to start with me in July. If you want to start working with me in August or September, you would then be able to go to Path to Passion. So if you want to do that, if that's something that interests you, make sure to email me or even message me, and my assistant will get you in so that we can have a conversation about doing that, because it's pretty powerful. Perfect. All right, so I'm just kind of waiting here for any other questions on Instagram or on Facebook. Anything on money, sex, and God? We've got a lot of people coming in and out. It's amazing to me how whenever I do these, it feels like it's not even about the words that I'm saying, right? It's simply about just kind of me being here and us connecting and you being here and us having these experiences of just aliveness in our bodies together. So it's funny when I ask if people have questions, they usually don't, because more than anything, they just want to be here, right? And thankfully, sexuality and intimacy is a way to get there, to be here, which is pretty awesome. So this is, those of you that are, a lot of you just came in on Instagram. Those of you that are coming on, since Instagram doesn't have a little banner, this is a live Q&A. You can ask me anything that you want, any questions that you have. You can also say hi. I would love to say hello. Tell me where you're coming in from. Let me know if there's anything that you're struggling with in your life, anything that you're struggling with around money, around sex, or around God. Those are kind of my favorites, but I can go anywhere with it because everything is all the same. And I will wait until then. Yeah, I've got some more people coming on. I've got another 10 minutes. Hi. I get waves. I like when people wave. Hi, hi, hi. Let me see. Yeah, I've got people. It always cracks me up too. Like people are just kind of watching. Hi. Hello. Let's play a little game. Ask me questions. I'd love to answer them. Anything coming up for you. And I'd love to support you and help you out. So if there's anything coming up around anything, intimate lives, anything. Hey, Chris. Thanks for joining. Ah, great. Okay, Steve, thank you for this question. Woohoo, I've got a bunch of questions now. Thank you for feeding me, guys. So Steve on Instagram says, in your opinion, do you think intimate massage is vital for a lovemaking session to have major passion? No. No, because, Steve, there's 5 different erotic blueprints. And I'm going to just go through them really quickly. Those of you that know, maybe you can guess them as I go through the descriptors. See if you can type in what the blueprint is. We can play a little game and see who wins, just to win. So there's 5 erotic blueprints, Steve. And what that means is that people have that major passion and that like total amazing experience 5 different ways. And so not everyone is the same. And so the first type, they really like stillness and anticipation and tease. Can anyone guess what that is? Those of you that know the blueprints. They can sometimes kind of dissociate a little bit, get overwhelmed. They pick up really beautifully on energy, keyword. See if anyone guesses. That one's called the energetic blueprint. So for an energetic, they wouldn't need an intimate massage, but they would need space, stillness. They would need time to connect, time to eye gaze, time to open their heart to their partner, time to feel into things. They would need to know that it's safe, that there's safety for them to completely let go, open. And then there is, I'm going to come to the one that I think you're talking about last. There's the kinky blueprint. Kinky really is into taboo, whatever is taboo for them. Their nervous systems need kind of that startle response or that like kind of intensity. They have a lot of shame around their desires, right? And so for a kinky, they are not going to need an intimate massage. They're probably not going to want one. They're going to think it's just like relaxing and then go to bed. For kinkies, it's way more about that kind of power dynamic or the sensation play. So kinkies wouldn't need that. For a sexual, this is another blueprint. Sexuals are all about really reaching the orgasm, reaching penetration. For them, there's like an end goal in mind. That's how their nervous system relaxes when they know that it's going to happen. They are pretty awesome. Their shame is that they get stuck in that one direction and they miss the journey. For a sexual, an intimate massage would probably feel long. or like, what are we doing? Right? Because they'd want to get to the next step. They're like waiting for the orgasm at the end. And that's their shadows. Like they're just like, when's the orgasm happening? So yeah, they wouldn't need that. And then the sensual, which is the one that I think you're referring to, Steve, the sensual would love the massage. So a sensual gets turned on by like contouring touch, by slowing down, by candles, by romance, by baths. They really enjoy the smells and the touches and the tastes of the whole experience. A sensual shadow is that they could be stuck in their head. And so actually a beautiful way to work with that shadow is to give your partner an intimate massage if they are sensual, because they will then drop back into their body. I love when a sensual is fed. She's like just totally like relaxed, right? So for a sensual, 100%, you would want that intimate massage to really get them in the mood. It could be other things. It doesn't need to be a massage, but that's a really surefire way to get them excited and engaged and ready to have more play with you. And then a shapeshifter is a mix of all of them. For a shapeshifter, their nervous system is gonna need all of what I just mentioned, probably all at once. And then they're gonna want more of it. Their shadow is that they always feel like they're too much. I've recently expanded into a shapeshifter. So in expansion, something that I've noticed is that we tend to move through the shadow before we get to the expansion. And so I'm now in the shadow of feeling like I'm too much, which is just a delightful experience to witness and to watch myself go through, because I never really had that before. So that's the answer to your intimate massage question. Anyone else who's coming on, if you have questions, you can type them in. I am gonna answer this question from Sean over on Facebook. Thank you, Sean. Okay, money and God are myths. So how, hang on, money and God are myths. So how those it relate to an objective, I think you're saying how does it relate to an objective reality like sex? Cool, thank you. This is a fun question, Sean. I hope you're still on because I'd love to play with you here. Okay, so everything is a myth, right? Sex is even really not even the thing. I'm gonna get real out there. The objective reality, the non-dual reality, is actually nothing. And so anything else that we put in place there, like sex, like money, like God, all of that is just tools to play with, right? In the hopes that we will then remember who we really are on the other end, which is nothingness. The way that I have seen the play out, and remember this is an illusion, this is an illusory play that we get to play in, is that the more sex that we're having, the better sex that we're having, the more fulfilling sex that we're having, the more that our nervous system can open up and expand, like on a physical body level, because we do have these bodies, even though that's not who we are, right? So my nervous system can then expand. Then what happens is I'm able to tap into the God current more generously, which is basically that nothing space, or that collective consciousness space is how I'm choosing to define God here. We could play with having like an archetypal God. It's totally fine. It's all good. It's just play, right? But in terms of sex and opening the nervous system, in all of the blueprints that I mentioned, all of those can reach us, bring us to this objective reality. Because it allows the nervous system to finally decondition itself enough for actual life force to flow through you. And then when that is happening, money comes to you like that. It's easy, it's simple. Money is simply energy, the same way that feelings are energy, the same way that relating is energy. And it's just a play, it's a play of energy. And so the more that your nervous system is open, you've got that nothing channel, that ability to go, I don't know, right? Or that we're not grasping onto things anymore, and we're allowing it to flow through us. Money has the same flow. Abundance has the same flow, and it gets to show up however you feel like playing with it. Okay, so Sean, that's how I relate the three of them. I am so happy if you don't agree, because I don't exist, you don't exist, we cannot agree, it's fun. But if that piqued anything for you, we can play there. I like to talk about this stuff because it's fun. And it's a little woo-woo and a little out there, and that's also cool. Yeah, so thank you for that question. See if there's anything else there on that. And I will take one more question, and then I've got to run for a client. So anyone else who has a question about money, sex, or God, or life, or whatever, you can ask it. I will be here for another 5 minutes. Someone's laughing. Hi. I like laughing. Laughing is a very important part of sex and money and God. Otherwise, you ain't got it. It, whatever it is, there's nothing to get. But it is. When we can laugh at it, we can laugh at the play, we can laugh at how we're in this illusion, it makes everything pretty damn funny. And then everything is like, whatever, right? Joseph says, great advice. Yeah, thanks. I hope I'm not giving advice. But I'm glad that you're resonating and getting something from my transmissions and my channels. And I don't know I don't know who I am, but you know what I mean. It's hard to talk once you've found truth to like find the vocabulary that will fit in what's actually real. So what's actually real would probably just be me sitting here doing nothing, not saying anything, right? And all of you kind of doing the same, and all of us just connecting. But for the sake of play, if you have any other questions, I've got 5 minutes. So let me know. Whoever's laughing at me, you're funny. I like you. Hey guys, I see lots of people coming in and out. I love the dance and the play of that. 5 minutes, you can ask me whatever you want. Money, sex, and God. That makes sense and has been true for me recently. Yeah. Joseph, thank you for your question. Joseph says, I don't know if it relates, but how about cutting soul ties with people from the past? Ooh, fun. Is a fun one. Okay, so again, truth layer is that none of us are actually real, and none of us actually have soul ties, because all of us are just reflections of collective consciousness. And right, and we're humans, so there's some layers here. So I like to play in the layers. This is something that Jaya put into words for me. I don't know if she got it. I don't know where she got it from. But there are layers of truth. So there's the truth layer, which is collective consciousness. Everything is actually nothing. Everything is basically an illusion. We're all just trying to remember who we are. Who we are is perfect, like that thing, right? Which we can get to from sex. We can also get there a lot of different ways, but sex is how I got there. Then we've got the other layer, which is karmic layer. And then I'll just name the other ones before I go into karmic. So we've got karmic, and then we have feelings like emotions, right? Then we have sensations on the body. What are you feeling on the body? And then we have thought. And it's really important with spiritual, well, who knows, here I am. It's really important. I don't know, maybe it's important. In my practice, it's important that I don't negate the other layers just because I'm playing in truth, right? Just because I see now the truth of life, I can't ignore sensations, I can't ignore feelings, I can't ignore thoughts. I allow them to come up and bubble up through me and experience them fully, as my spirit wants to experience, and I bet yours does too. All right, so in terms of the karmic layer, which is one that we don't want to ignore, right? Because it's a part of our experience. It's what our spirit wants to play in. Cutting soul ties with people from the past. I mean, I don't know exactly what you're asking around this, Joseph. I know that you know how to do this. Doing this will help you to play in a different mechanism. So if you feel like you have soul ties with people from the past, and you have that connection to them and you feel it. You can feel it physically, you can feel the sensation, you can feel the thought, right? If that's coming up and you can feel that, then it is important to do it, because then what's happening is having the connection and not, it's like if we ignore it, if we ignore the soul tie, then we're ignoring a truth layer. So we still want to go in there and we want to play with what's there and we want to investigate what's there so that we can then clear it. Like everything is just a clearing out to get us back to truth, right? And sometimes that even can happen during sex, as very often it can happen where all of a sudden you're, I don't know, like doing ancestral lineage and you were supposed to have a makeout session on the couch, and the next thing you know, you're cutting soul ties off of your partner, right? Or you're feeling deep feelings, or you're thinking crazy stuff, right? So that's important that we clear it. Chris Bale, who I've referred to a lot because I love him. If you don't know who Chris Bale is, go and follow him on all the media things. But he says that when you're approaching a woman intimately, right, you're approaching her and then you just wait and you watch patiently how all her layers fall away until she remembers who she is again. And your job in the masculine, if you're, I'm speaking the masculine here, is to ground in and just allow that process to happen. So so basically sitting, waiting, watching, loving as she clears out emotion, as she clears out karmic imprinting, as she clears out whatever, and allowing it to look however it wants to look, right? That will then make space for that nothingness and that unity, which isn't really unity, it's kind of just reminding each other who we actually are, that unity to occur, so that we can then move our vibration to one of kind of melding with the universe. Yeah. Okay. I've got to go. I have a client. So I'm going to run. I love you guys. Next Friday, what will I be doing? Next Friday, I will be in Boulder staffing an event called the Pleasure Island Experience. It's an exclusive event. So if you're not coming, sorry. But I'm going to be staffing that. And so I won't be on live next Friday, but I will probably do a pop-up like on Monday or Tuesday night. So stay tuned and I'll probably pop in and say hi, because I miss you guys otherwise. And then the following week, starting that week, I'm going to have every Friday again coming up. So thank you guys so much. It's great to have you on with me. Thank you for your questions. Thank you for being. And thank you for doing nothing and being you. Love you. Ciao. Let me leave Instagram first. It's a lot of technology.